And this very public joke from Chris Rock making fun of Jada Pinkett-Smith and her hair loss comes some questions. What exactly is the condition that caused that hair loss? Alopecia. It's an autoimmune skin disease that impacts more people than you may think. And here to tell us even more about that condition is Dr. Jada Pinkett-Smith, a dermatologic surgeon and dermatologist with the University of Maryland Medical System. Dr. Pinkett-Smith, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about this. Getting right into it. So in the last 36 hours or so, alopecia and the topic of hair loss has really been thrust into the spotlight. What do people need to know about the condition?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It sure has, which is, you know, a much more common entity than people think. It is basically an autoimmune disorder where, for reasons that we're still not quite sure, the body's own immune system makes attacking autoantibodies that go after and kill specifically those hair follicles, those stem cells that originate in the hair follicles, basically destroying them and causing circular areas of hair loss, which can affect anywhere on the body where you have hair. It can affect the scalp, it can affect eyebrows, eyelashes, and, you know, as it affects a younger age group, it can be quite disfiguring and take quite an emotional toll on people.
There are, of course, those physical impacts of the condition. Can you talk a little bit more about the emotional impact on someone experiencing hair loss? Hair is so personal and such a source of identity for so many people. What have you seen in your practice when it comes to people experiencing hair loss?
It is. And that's, I think, you know, it's important sort of to raise awareness about this. We as dermatologists deal with things on the surface. I mean, by definition, that's what we specialize in. And so a lot of times what the disorders that we deal with, acne, hair loss, skin cancer, these are things that are disfiguring and are the first things that you see when you look at somebody. And so to have people in their, you know, teens, 20s, 30s come in with patches of hair loss over their body, you know, much as somebody, you know, you think in middle school dealing with acne, it can be very emotional. It can take a very big psychological toll on individuals. And that's really where, you know, we as dermatologists feel we make such a big impact on individuals, you know, in their quality of life and improving self-confidence and things like that. And so there are a lot of support groups out there. And, you know, me personally, when I have patients who present with particularly disfiguring alopecia, will recommend referral to a lot of these support groups, sometimes even referring to psychologists and psychiatrists. A lot of these individuals will need temporary wigs and things like that until hopefully the hair can regrow. So it is important that we sort of recognize, even though these disorders might not be life-threatening, they might not make people very sick, they definitely have a large psychological toll.
Yeah, it sounds like having that team behind you is going to make a big impact on someone who's going through this. What can we as friends, family members, and even strangers do to be supportive of people we know or don't know who are going through something like this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it's just kind of those basic tenets that we learned in, you know, that my 4-year-olds are learning in pre-K right now, which is treat others, you know, how you would want to be treated. If you see somebody with, you know, large patchy areas of hair loss, you know, not staring or asking what's wrong or what happened, but rather maybe just asking how you can help, or if there's anything that you can do, or just letting somebody know that, you know, that you're there for them, I think goes such a long way, and not, you know, making somebody sort of feel more self-conscious than probably they already do. I mean, we see this day in and day out as a dermatologist, not just with alopecia, but like I said, I see so many kids come through with disfiguring acne, and, you know, you just making that connection with somebody, you're making them, you know, comfortable, goes such a long way.
Absolutely. Dr. Jada Pinkett-Smith there for us this morning. Thank you so much for joining and sharing all of your insight on this condition and this topic. We certainly appreciate her time.